HumansHired is a next-generation workforce navigation ecosystem designed to modernize how civic institutions, nonprofits support job seekers and small businesses.
Hi, my name is Nathan Dillard. I'm a father, Air Force veteran, technologist, and a serial entrepreneur. I'm the co-founder and chief growth officer of HumansHired. I transitioned from a decade in the Department of Defense and realized that currently 1 in 3 veterans are unemployed. My co-founder, Amanda Burke, is a biracial woman who's also a proud member of the disability community. After a decade in corporate staffing, her mission is to empower the 1 in 4 Americans who live with a disability and have an unemployment rate twice as high as those without. We are leading this mission because our lived experience represents the access we strive to create. In 2025 alone, there were over 1.5 million layoffs nationally. The core problem we address is that the workforce systems are fragmented, leaving people in disconnected silos that make it hard to find opportunity. HumansHired is a workforce navigation platform that uses AI to connect local communities to economic opportunity. HumansHired is an AI-powered LinkedIn-like platform where economic leaders can launch branded communities, bulk invite their constituents to find opportunities like e-learning, jobs, and small business resources. Our customers are the civic players responsible for workforce and economic development, who license the platform to coordinate opportunity and measure return on impact. Our beneficiaries are job seekers, employers, local businesses who participate in the ecosystem and gain access to economic opportunity. Economic leaders can track engagement via powerful analytics dashboards and leverage data to win more funding and track their return on impact. Imagine a LinkedIn-like hub where you don't have to look for opportunity. The opportunity finds you. Our AI Agent Suite powers the community, connecting users to the right learning, technical assistance, and job opportunities, supercharging local economic growth. Our platform has already reached the National Black Chamber of Commerce, the Minority Business Development Agency, the University of Connecticut, the Walton Family Foundation. We've even worked with the Department of Health and Human Services and the Biden White House. Our goal is to bring HumansHired to every economic development hub in America. We are seeking $500,000 to help us scale our infrastructure nationwide. This will allow us to launch our 5-city pilot by 2027. Instead of replacing humans with AI, we are using AI to connect humans to economic opportunity. HumansHired is positioned to lead the shift towards intelligent, inclusive workforce navigation. Let's build a future where opportunity doesn't just exist, it finds you. Thank you.
So, we all know AI is shaking things up, right? Especially the job market. It feels like a total earthquake. But what if the real solution here isn't some fancy new app from Silicon Valley? What if it's a safety net that's built by a community, not just for one? That's what we're going to dig into.
Yeah, that's really the big question we're facing. I mean, in this age of AI and constant layoffs, who's actually building the new safety net? The old ways are kind of crumbling, but a new model is starting to pop up. And the answer, believe it or not, isn't coming from some tech giant. It's coming from right inside your own neighborhood.
Okay, so before we can really get into the solution, we've got to be super clear on the problem. And let's be honest, for millions of people out there, the way we find work today, it's broken.
Get this, in 2025 alone, we're talking about more than 1 million people laid off. And that's across the board. Tech, retail, you name it. That is a huge number. It's over 1 million individual stories of stress and uncertainty, all happening at the same time.
And the old systems, like unemployment offices and the usual job boards, they're really struggling to keep up. I mean, they just weren't built for this. A lot of the time they feel slow, totally impersonal, and you're just left feeling lost, Like you're just firing off resumes into a black hole with no idea what's next.
So what's the alternative then? Well, this new approach we're looking at starts with a really simple but honestly pretty powerful idea. What if, instead of trying to build something for a community, you build it with them, a whole new local connection?
And that's where this idea, called HumansHired, comes in. Now, their whole strategy isn't to come in and replace what's already there. Not at all. It's all about empowering the community organizations that people already know and trust, the ones that are already on the ground doing the work.
They've got a name for these groups, civic partners. And really, you can just think of them as the trusted pillars of your community. These are the frontline organizations that are already helping people find jobs and opportunities. The beauty of this is you don't have to build that trust from scratch. It's baked right in.
So, who are we talking about exactly? Well, think about places like Goodwill, or the Urban League, or your local university and community college, even the Chamber of Commerce, public libraries, and groups that support veterans like Hire Heroes USA. These are the places that have deep roots in the community. They know the people, they have the relationships.
All right, so that's the who. We know who the partners are. But what about the how? How does all this actually help someone who's looking for a job? Let's walk through it with an example. Think of it as your AI-powered guide. Okay, let's look at a real-world journey. Imagine a laid-off veteran named Nate. His story starts with a simple text message from his local workforce board. Right away, it's a source he trusts. So he creates a profile and notes that he's a veteran. The second he does that, the AI kicks in. A tool called Valor AI immediately starts translating his military skills into stuff that civilian employers understand. Then, boom, he gets an offer for a free cybersecurity course from a local community college. And to top it all off, he gets a direct invite to a job fair, where his profile is already shared with companies that are actively looking to hire veterans. You see, it's a completely guided, connected experience right from the get-go.
And that AI that helped Nate, Valor AI, that's just one piece of the puzzle. It's actually part of a whole family of what they call AI digital guides. So there's also Accessibility AI, which helps people with disabilities navigate things like workplace accommodations. There's SkillRise AI for anyone who needs to upskill. And it's not just for job seekers. BizBridge AI helps small businesses find grants, and GrantLeak AI does the same for nonprofits. Each one is like a little specialized expert designed to help a different part of the community.
So, you've got this great system that helps people, it's powered by AI, it sounds fantastic, but here comes the million-dollar question, right? How does it all get paid for? How does this thing actually sustain itself in the long run and not just fizzle out?
Well, the whole thing is designed to be a self-funding ecosystem. It's not relying on just one thing. First, the partner organizations pay for SaaS licenses. Then, there's revenue sharing from successful job placements. They also get a cut from e-learning sales. Plus, there are other services in their marketplace and even a local commerce feature to support small businesses. It's this mix of different income streams that makes it so resilient.
And this is where it gets really interesting, especially for the nonprofits. Think about the old model. They're constantly dependent on grants and donations, which are super unpredictable. But with the HumansHired model, they can actually earn recurring revenue from things like job placements and e-learning. They're getting paid for doing the work they were already doing. Plus, instead of struggling to prove their impact, they get real-time data dashboards to show exactly what they're accomplishing, which in turn helps them win more funding. It's a total game changer, letting them scale their mission with AI instead of being limited by manual work.
There's a quote from their plan that really nails it. It says, "The system is symbiotic." And that's exactly what it is. It's a win-win. The nonprofit and civic partners bring their trusted networks to the table. And then staffing agencies can use the licensed tools to place that talent way more efficiently. Everybody benefits when someone gets a job.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. This whole thing isn't just about helping one person find a job or helping one nonprofit. The vision here is way bigger. We're talking about building the entire future of work, one community at a time.
And this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. There's a very real 5-phase pilot plan already laid out. It kicks off in 2026, starting with anchor partners in 5 key cities: Dayton, Detroit, Cincinnati, Hartford, and Louisville. From there, they build out the local talent pipelines. Then they bring in big national staffing partners and local employers. And through it all, they're measuring the actual economic impact, like GDP growth in the community. The goal is that by 2028, they'll have proven results and be ready to scale this thing nationally to dozens of other cities.
So, what's the end game? The big goal is to create what's essentially a digital economic powerhouse for every single community. It's a way to completely modernize how our cities support their residents, strengthen small businesses, and build job pipelines that are strong enough to handle whatever the future throws at us.
And that really brings us back to the beginning, doesn't it? It's a bold vision, for sure. But what's so powerful about it is that it doesn't just bet on technology. It bets on technology amplifying the trusted human networks that are already there. So it leaves us with a really important question to think about. Could a system like this, one that connects all these local partners together with AI, actually redefine what opportunity looks like, right in your own community?
Welcome to Humans Hired. Your path to better opportunities starts here. Click Join now to set up your free profile. It only takes a minute to start your journey to your next great opportunity.